Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Not Minding My Own Business. My name is Russell Farbiars, your Berks County estate planning attorney, and I am joined today by Annette Faust. I'm thrilled to have Annette here on the show. I've seen Annette around a couple times, a lot in the last several years. I've met her a couple of times, but I haven't really had the chance to sit down and really get to know her or her business. So I'm really excited to learn more about her. So welcome, Annette.
Thanks. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Sure. So Annette, if I remember, you actually run a couple of businesses. Is that right?
Yeah, so I'm a multipreneur. I coined that word. Yeah, so 8 years ago, it started out with a Celebrate Together events. So it's Celebrate Together event rentals and design. So it's weddings, parties. Our tagline is if you can celebrate it, we can decorate it. So that kind of just sums it up. Like we've done everything from gender reveals to celebrations of life. So everything in between. And we have linen and centerpieces and balloons and all kinds of all the decor you need. You can rent it. You can set it up all yourself, or we'll come and set it up and tear it down. So some DIY to full service. So somewhere in the middle of that, around 4 years, and people started saying, "Oh, I have people coming from out of town, and I'd like to have like a hotel bag or something for them." And I was like, "Well, what about something that's like local?" And they were like, "Oh, that's great." So I started thinking about it, and then on Small Business Saturday, we are five Small Business Saturdays ago. I was at a chamber event and chatting with some other business owners, and I said, "Hey, I have an idea," and we checked into it, and A Box of Berks was born on a Small Business Saturday on a really rainy day, and those that concept is gift boxes, all Berks County and Pennsylvania Dutch products. They're all food products at present. We haven't branched into anything else yet, but all the favorites, pickles and chips and pretzels and mustards, coffee. We have three coffee vendors, three tea vendors. We use Goods or Diefenbach's for our chips, Uniques, and Tom's Sturgis for our pretzels. There's chocolate from local chocolatiers. It's great. So we put them in these cute little boxes and ship them. We've shipped to Hawaii,
Wow.
18 of them to Hawaii. You can't ship the pickles and the chocolate to Hawaii. It doesn't fare well. But we have whoopie pies and shoe fly pies and all of that. They go into these little boxes, and we're either delivering them or shipping them, or sometimes people pick them up from us.
That's great. I was looking at your Box of Berks website, and I love all the names of the different boxes
Oh,
because if you're from the area, you really will recognize all these names. Covered Bridge, Pagoda Box, Carsonia Park. I Which one of these boxes is your favorite?
I think I think the Carsonia Park is my favorite, only because I grew up there. I grew up on Carsonia Avenue. I graduated from Mount Penn High School, and it just brings back warm memories for me. And that's kind of the concept of this, is to be able to bring people back to memory lane or introduce them to some of the really cool things in our area.
So what is in that box?
So all the boxes are, I can't say that this box has just this in it and just that. The title of the box correlates more with the price point than the
Mhm.
content, because chips and pretzels go into all of our boxes. It just depends on how many bags or what size bags. So you could purchase a $65 box from us and say, like, I don't want big bags of chips. We're having guests, and or this family has a bunch of people in it, and so we would like little bags. So we put in smaller bags, and we would put in um, grab and go sizes of almost everything. So I know that people do expect that this one particular box will have just that. and justice. But honestly, I can't let all my little friends stay home just because of a price point. So we build it around a price point, and that's how it works.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That that way you have a way for everyone to enjoy what you're producing.
Right. And then if we are doing a higher priced box, then my question is, especially when we're helping companies, customer or employee appreciation, I always say to them, like, is this going to a lunchroom for 14 people, or is it going to the executive offices and only 2 hands are going to be in here or whatever. So we really try to understand and know what our customer's looking for.
Nice. And have you seen these boxes really take off, not only with wedding guests but with like corporate gifts?
Yes, it's amazing. We just did 22 last week. A company was having out of town executives come in, and they all received a box. And we have had a lot of corporate orders. Love the corporate orders because it's just, we get a lot of feedback from that, because the recipients will like go on and be like, hey, we received this is so cool, thanks for that. And then of course they're thinking of in the future, like, what can we use it for? um, we've seen a lot of corporate. We have also seen a lot of sympathy boxes. This is an
Hmm.
alternative to flowers and fruit. It's different. Oftentimes people are coming from out of town, they're coming back home, and it's just been something that people have said, thank you for doing something different. I just wanted, and it's comforting, actually.
Hmm.
I've heard this before, it's familiar and it's comforting, and or they'll reach out after and they'll say, we had such a great conversation around that box and everyone found their favorite, we were talking about this or that. And so yeah, it's just multi-purpose.
Yeah,
And then
it's
of course any of the sorry any of the packaging just changes with holiday or season. If it's a birthday, we have boxes for that, to build into. And we have a Christmas and the winter holidays. That was last year was quite the event. We had a pop-up. We were gifted with a pop-up space, which was
hmm
fabulous. We were there for 6 weeks, and that was, we're gonna do a little bit differently this year, because we were in one place for 6 weeks. This year we're gonna try to hit 5 corners of Berks County, and we're going to have a pop-up in the northern Berks, eastern Berks, out there in Wilson
nice.
area, so that we can kind of come to more people.
That's great. That's great. Do you find that this business takes up more time than the event business, or
So yeah, post COVID, the
oh
event
yeah,
business for us, um,
made it
it,
hard for a couple of years there, I
yeah,
guess.
we had an unexpected hiatus, but this year we are noticing that a lot of our clients, who previously we would have gotten a lot of phone calls for full service, are a lot of our clients are DIYs, and that's perfectly fine with me. Um, if somebody just needs linen, we are very reasonably priced, because our linen doesn't, it's not going to come to you hung and steamed and perfect and pressed. It's going to come to you laundered professionally, folded nicely, and you're going to pay half of what you would for all of the fluff. So if you're having a backyard party but you still want linen, this is the way to go. So in answer to your question is, I feel like right now it's May, so right now everything's a little crazy. We're getting a lot of calls on both ends, but I feel like A Box of Berks will has grown itself enough that it will take over a lot more of my time moving forward. Still doing the events, still doing the rentals. People are just first they weren't doing anything, now they are, but now they're being a little cost conscious. So now instead of calling us and saying, hey, I need you to come and set it all up and plan it all, now they're saying, we'll do that part, just give us the good stuff. So yeah, so but it's doing well, and I'm really pleased with that, because I would like this to be something that carries us through, retirement's not too far. So I will never retire, but I
Mhm.
want something that will keep me busy. And it's a whole lot less physical to make gift boxes than it is to hang draping.
Absolutely. So that leads me to the next question. Is it just you, or do you have a team that you work with?
So I have friends and team members that I call when I'm in a pinch. So with the events, we have a list of people to call, and I shoot out the dates and I say, hey, we're going to need setup time on this, or I have a box of Berks order. I'm going to need hands on deck. Who's available? And then they come. If you call them, they will come.
It's sort of like the light that they put out for Batman. You put out the light and everyone comes.
Yeah, and it's great. We have a fun time doing it. But sometimes it does take two or three people to get the job done. But often, if it's a smaller order, then they're speaking to me. They're always speaking to me.
Okay.
Always when we call, they're talking to the owner. Either way, a Box Works or Celebrate Together events, you're talking to the owner. I'm helping you with the plans, and then I have friends and team members that will help us to take that to reality.
Nice, very nice. Now, what do you think something that the average person would know about your industry?
What do I think? Wait, something that the average would know or wouldn't know?
Wouldn't know.
Oh, there, you know, I don't know. That's a really good question. Something you wouldn't know. Well, my personal view and my personal aspect of the business is they wouldn't know that we don't pay well under market value for the products that we put into our boxes. So we reach out to these vendors. These are small and micro vendors. We appreciate the fact that they're trying to make money too. We come to some kind of a B2B agreement, some percent off. It's never 50. It's never wholesale, because what am I going to do with it? A whole pallet of soda? Like, where am I going to put that? No. So we buy in reasonable quantities. So what they don't always realize is that the price that you're seeing, that the money that you're paying for a box of Berks has paid maybe 9 or 10 other vendors for that product, and not big box stores. They're just Sherry's hodgepodge pickles. She has a commercial kitchen in her home. She makes pickles and dips and soups, and goes to the fairs and such. They're just people who have a passion for what they do, and we're helping them, and they're helping us, and in turn we're providing a product that's reasonably priced, a box that's filled. I mean, compare a $35 box to a $35 big box. Did that make sense?
Hmm.
A huge difference. You're
You,
not
you,
going to see 3 items in pretty wrapping. This is 6, 7, 8 items in it or more. Just depends on the size.
you're stimulating the local economy is what
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know, which is wonderful. How do
And
you
we
how do you pick the vendors that you work with? Because like I've heard of a lot of the vendors you mentioned, but like Sherry's I've never heard of.
Yeah. So the best part about it is picking the vendors, because we've got to try it. So so we'll go out, and my husband and I like to go to little day trips, and we'll go to a fair, check it out, get a few samples, bring them home. If we like them, we'll reach out to the vendor and say, hey, are you interested? And we've had a few that have said, you know what, I'm not interested. And it's not that I don't want to be in your box. It's just that I just can't handle the potential of, like, I need 4 cases of something in a week. They just can't handle any more. And
Hmm.
that's fine. We respect that. But a lot of businesses have said, oh my goodness, we would love this. This is pretty cool. We've heard of you, but we've never seen anything. And we try to fix that right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's always the, taste it, try it. We listen to feedback from customers, and they'll say, you know what, we were somewhere and um, I saw a jerky that was, different than yours. We only have one jerky provider, so we can bring on another,
Mhm.
In conversation, I was at a networking event and I spoke with someone from Opportunity House and found that they have hot sauce. Opportunity House makes hot sauce as a fundraiser.
Oh,
So yeah, so we
I
now
didn't know that.
carry, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's neat. I mean, now you're giving back even more. Uh, Now, are there other organizations that you like to give back to that are in the community?
Right. So we have something called a give back box, and we're not promoting this right now a whole lot, but we did last year. So our give back box works this way. Um, you when you're ordering online or you're ordering with us, you say, hey, look, I want to do a give back box. Who are your um, nonprofits right now? And so we've had some nonprofits that have said to us, like, we'd like to come on board and reap the benefits. So they run, I think they run till the end of June, and then we'll go with a different circulation. But they order the give back box, and then we give a percentage of that sale back to that nonprofit. So Hannah's Hope, for example, they're on our list. If they put a note or a blurb in their newsletter and they promote it to every person that they come in contact with, from their board to all of their other supporters, and these people pass it on, and people get it. They'll order boxes, and then we cut a check to them at the end of the 6 months. We cut a check back to them. We did, I think it was um, Berks Cancer, Breast Cancer Services. The first year we ran the give back boxes, they did very well. They did it perfectly. They put it in the newsletters. They put it on all of their electronic communications. It was on their website, and people. It was at Christmas, and people wanted to send gifts to family and friends. They wanted something different, and they wanted to do something good with their money. So that's how it works.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. So you said you grew up in Carsonia.
Yeah, Carsonia Avenue.
So I was over there recently. My son plays Little League, and I discovered that there are three different Little League fields over in Carsonia Park.
Yep.
And I found that out because the third one was where he was actually playing, and the first two I just got to see. Uh, but
Not this one, Dad.
yeah, yes. But what is your fondest memory from growing up in that area?
Oh man, I love the area. We have this conversation all the time because I would move there in a heartbeat. My husband is not a fan. So but I love the tree lined streets.
Mhm.
The whole area, like I spent time on Brighton Avenue and on Carsonia. And I the tree lined streets, you could then, I mean, it's still very safe, but you could walk nicely to the pool. Um, you could walk to the parks. It was just, it was just really, it's a pretty area. I love a Whitman home. I have a like, I'll, we'll go somewhere and I'll say to my husband, "Oh, that's a Whitman home." He's like, "What's wrong with you?" Like, they're just beautiful. Like, I've always had this weird thing. I don't know. Never mind. But anyhow, I digress. It's just a nice area, and I graduated from Mount Penn before it became Antietam.
Okay.
So right before, and it was the brick school that they sold, and then the school district bought back, and now it's an elementary building. I don't really
That
understand what.
makes no sense, but okay.
Yeah, it was very strange, but the building itself just it was fun. It was small. We had very small classes, and it's just a very pretty area. I think that you can take your kids, down to the park, walk them around the park, walk them up and down a couple streets, and make a day of it. And they have a nice little farmers market fair there too, I think, running now.
Yeah. When I was looking for all the baseball fields, I did see the lake, and it's beautiful. It really is a beautiful spot. Now, with what you do, have you had the occasion to do any events in that area?
Let me think. I've been to the Stony Creek Fire Hall a couple times, but I actually I haven't really done anything in the Mount Penn area. We can fix that. Anybody that would like me to, I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
I am doing an event for a former classmate, actually, but it's Exeter. So the answer is, I don't think so. No.
Well, you're right. We have to fix that, and
Yeah,
hopefully some of our listeners will help you with that project.
definitely get a little time back home.
Yeah. What is your favorite restaurant in the area?
The Hitching Post, hands down.
What was that?
The Hitching Post.
The
In
Hitching
Berks
Post.
County?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Like,
I like it there. Yeah, we go
yeah.
there.
Yeah. They do a good job. Now, in Carsonia, the Carsonia area, though, have you ever eaten at Anthony's?
I've not. We go to Liberty.
Okay,
I
I
do go to
understand.
Liberty. I've never been to Anthony's, but I used to really like Captain's Cove too.
Okay,
I I don't think they're open.
I
I
don't
don't.
think so.
Yeah, that was
I don't
sad.
think so. Well, wonderful. It's nice. Sometimes it's nice to walk down memory lane and sort of think about what always seemed like simpler times, even if maybe they weren't.
Yeah.
Uh, but so, what do you like to do when you aren't working?
Well, we have three grown kids. One of them made us a grandparents. So I love that. um, I love to spend time with my kids, and I love to spend time with the grandbaby. And we have a sweet little furry dog who just pretty much owns us. So we walk a lot. We'll go for little out of town, small town ventures. We like to find the hidden gems along the way, and so day trips mostly, that kind of thing.
Nice. Well, Annette, this has been wonderful. If any of our listeners are looking to reach out to you, what is the best way they can do that?
Well, the best way to introduce yourself to our product is aboxofberks.com, or our Facebook page, A Box of Berks. And the best way to reach me is via email, and it's aboxofberks@gmail.com. We do this very easily. And my phone number, text or call 610-763-9336. You'll be in touch with me right away, and I can help you with whatever questions you have. We do know that our website is a little tricky with ordering, and sometimes people get confused. It's okay to call me. We're working on trying to get that fixed, but I can take a phone order very easily, get your questions answered, and get rid of any of the stress or frustration you might have.
Well, wonderful, Annette. Thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. And I look forward to trying out some of these boxes that you have here in short order. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. This was fun.